I set off to my second farmers' protest of the year, without my broken microphone, sorry, to try and talk about a lack of food leading to mass starvation. Most videos inevitably follow the mainstream media path of talking about taxes and money like Ash Sarkar's Novara Media or Newsnight did, to try and muddy the waters and hide the blatant theft of land from the backbone of our society, the farmers, by BlackRock, Vanguard and their minions in the government.
They had to fill a black hole from the actions of the previous government.
I have a sympathy with the fact that they needed to balance the books.
So where should they get the money from if it's not from farmers?
From farmers. It's not about family farms. This is about big landowners, including your proprietor, your editor-in-chief, including Dyson, James Dyson. They all got lots of land because they thought they'd avoid tax. Now they're going to have to pay their fair share.
In 2008, and then it was contract farmed by a chap in the village, and Caleb was working for him. And then
I am not expressing opinions.
Yes.
I'm literally
You're a communist.
asking you questions. You know that, Mr. Clarkson.
Right.
So, what is your message to this government?
Please back down, please.
And get the money from where?
This sort of discourse is the norm. As much as I support the farmers on the tax issue, I want to talk about the bigger issue, where all of this is heading. Fittingly, given the relationship with communism and starvation in Russia and China in the past, I came across a protester quizzing communist Ash Sarkar about her comments on mass migration at the farmers' protest. Seeing as supply is being outstripped by demand, let's see what she has to say.
I wouldn't ever let anyone take it.
But I guess the thing I was saying is, it's nice to meet you.
Yeah, I think it's big of you to admit that you've made a mistake.
Yeah, I was, what, 20... Like, you know what I mean? Like...
Were you trying to appeal to a certain demographic?
No, not at all. The thing I was trying to do was make fun of the idea that there was a competition of it.
If we balkanised the population...
I was trying to say the opposite of how it's been interpreted. And obviously, the responsibility lies with me, the person saying it.
Well, you said it to me, and I think that's good enough for me. Like,
Literally, you're a communist.
Never took the... I just thought... I was just deeply disappointed. Like, I didn't go, oh yeah, well, I'm going to do something about it. I can't trust it.
You alright, mate?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you.
Could I interview as well?
Yeah, of course.
That was Novara Media.
Yeah, all right, see what
that was Ash Sarkar.
Yeah.
Of Novara. What was Ash asking you about?
I said, you're Ash Sarkar, and he said, are you still winning?
The British population has decreased by 600,000, while the minority population has increased by 1.2 million. So, yes lads, we're winning.
I've been checking the demographics for a long time now, and as I understand it, with really basic research, the numbers that come out of the government are nothing like the actual numbers that we're seeing daily. And she distanced herself from the comments, saying that she didn't mean that. I think that's big of you. I was disappointed, but it's big of you to admit that you made a mistake.
So she admitted she made a mistake?
Yeah.
When she said the winning comment? Or?
Yeah. She said she was wrong. She's written a book and it's in chapter 6. And I saw a genuine contrition. I said, well, you have free speech. I was just really disappointed. I wanted to take you seriously. I couldn't take you seriously. It made me feel that she was balkanising our population and making a conflict where previously there wasn't one. Really, to be honest.
Agitation propaganda.
Yeah, she evaded the question really, and she said, but we don't. I said, well, we've got freedom of speech in this, and then she argued the point. She said, no, we have freedom of expression, but not freedom of speech. And I said, no, we have freedom of speech. I've just been speaking to a constitutional specialist, and we do have freedom of speech.
Freedom of expression, not freedom of speech. That's an interesting distinction.
Yeah, I said, you can't have freedom of expression without freedom of speech.
Yeah, how do you express yourself without speech? Painting? Are we only allowed to communicate through painting?
Well, I said, being a mime.
Music?
Being a mime, like interpretive dance. That was where she was not honest with me.
Yeah, well, she's not going to be honest because she's a communist.
I've seen what she does as well.
Communists aren't going to be honest, especially about food, because food's very important for social control.
Yeah.
They'll starve us like they did in communist Russia.
Oh, there you go, communist Russia, 1917 all over again, isn't it?
This is the start of it. That's in my humble opinion. I think that this is their plan.
And what do you think about the demonisation of the farmers in the media for being greedy?
Well, the media aren't. The media work for the government. Simple as that.
The establishment.
The establishment. The British establishment.
The demonisation of the farmers in the media is the character assassination that can come before the actual attack.
Always. That's their modus operandi.
And the problem is that the government, through their communications outlet, the BBC, etc., they don't cover anything which is detrimental to their agenda.
Do you agree with Jeremy Clarkson's comments that there is an ethnic cleansing of the British farmer going on in favour of immigration centres and various accommodation for immigrants?
I think they would love that, yeah. Well, I think that's happening on every level. Well, clearly the funding and the support that should be invested in our own country is not being invested in our own country, and it is being sent abroad. That's taking the money away from farmers and giving it to people that don't care about this country at all.
Can somebody explain to me why the Bolshevik Revolution, there was an estimated 60 million people were starved and murdered. White Russian Christians. Nothing is ever mentioned about that. But why is it that we're fed the narrative of 6 million, etc., all the time? And nothing ever mentioned about the people behind the starvation of all those Russians.
Well, you're the interviewer now. I have to answer your question, right? Well, I could say that the creation of Israel was brought about on the back of the 6 million figure, which is geopolitically and religiously significant. And of course, race is the driver for communism as opposed to class now. So that's why we don't get the truth about people attacking white people. We get the demonization of white people in the media, farmers included. And even the office of president is being devalued and prime minister is being devalued because, in my opinion, ancient history repeats itself and they are destroying the civilization on purpose. Do you feel that the global establishment is trying to starve the population of the Western world?
Yeah, because what they're doing to the farmers in Holland as well, the fact that they've made Germany like blowing up that pipeline, is these are all contributing to a bigger agenda, which I fear is to curb the population. We want anything for ourselves and we want to give everything we've got that's good to people that don't care. Sounds like a plan for destruction, self-destruction.
Communists and socialists who criticize their own country and never actually praise it because they say, oh, we're trying to make it better through critiquing it, but actually what they're doing is they're falling into the narrative given to them by the media to criticize white people, to criticize England and Britain, our culture, pretend we don't have one in order to help eradicate it.
Yeah, that's correct as far as I can see. And at the same time, we're importing a whole bunch of people who might have genuine reasons to want to hurt people. Well, we're seeing it every day. We're seeing people getting... We didn't used to have mass stabbings. This didn't used to happen 20 years ago. And I think there's a direct correlation between the amount of people in the country that don't care about it and crime. I'd like to love my country more, but what it's becoming, and over duration, now I realise that it's hard to love in its state that it's becoming. And I have to fix it, otherwise I can't love it again, and I want to.
You have to fix it or you can't love it again. I love that attitude, because I mean, a country is its people, it's not its government.
Yeah.
A country is its people, and I love my people, I love my country. I don't love the government that have sold out to the World Economic Forum.
Davos or Westminster?
Davos.
What we are very proud of now, the young generation, like Prime Minister Trudeau, President of Argentina and so on, that we penetrate the cabinets.
That's why it's really important that I'm here and that our Shadow Chancellor Rachel Reeves is here as a statement of intent that should there be a change of government.
UN, the World Health Organization, They're not the country. So I love my country and I oppose them. And people who conflate the two, conflate the government with the country, I think they're making a mistake.
Yeah. And if you disassociate people from the land, then you remove their rights to that land. We have a right to this land. It's ours by birth, a birthright. And we can't let a superstructure try and remove what makes us us. So I'm done with any kind of rationale that tries to tell me that I have no right to this land. This land is mine. This land is ours. These people are insane, and we can't listen to them anymore.
Why do we put up with low wages and long hours? Why do we put up with this weather? I'll tell you why. We farm for our children. We farm to feed the nation. We farm because it's in our blood. And we farm because we love it. No one does it for the money. There is none. And you have to do it for our grandchildren. Thank you.